I don't really know where it began, maybe in childhood, but I was always that kid who wanted to open things up just to see what's inside. And maybe that's why I love paper. Like, you fold it a little and it becomes something else. And then you fold it wrong and it becomes and even the mistake becomes a part of it. So I think as a person, I was someone who never wanted to fit into rules. It's not because I wanted to break them. It's also because just that I just couldn't understand like anything without first questioning it. So I grew up folding, unfolding myself. I was slightly curious, slightly crooked, moving at my own pace. I grew up between two countries. I moved from Nepal to Delhi as a kid. Two different worlds, two different lenses. I didn't realize it then, but that cross border childhood still shapes how I see things. Delhi was where I studied. Loud, layered, unpredictable. In school, I joined Asia Pacific Biodiversity projects. One of them, Butterfly in Your Hands Under Edith Flo's Wolf, taught me something small but huge. You don't always have to create something new. Sometimes you protect what already exists. Then life circled back. In 2015, I returned to Nepal for an entrance exam. Architecture wasn't even planned. It wasn't even on my list, to be honest. But it made sense to my family, so I walked into it with a half folded mind. Honestly, college wasn't easy. Language, communication, understanding things the way others did, none of it came naturally. Slowly, Kathmandu became my real classroom. While Delhi gave me speed, Nepal gave me depth. One taught me scale, the other taught me silence. That cross nation mix somehow shaped how I think about architecture till now. Every site has two stories, what you see and what you sense. Then came Shireen in Nepal. With her, the city turned into a treasure hunt. Carved windows, tiny courtyards, funny signboards, forgotten terraces. I used to walk alone a lot, especially along the Bagmati River. Chaotic, layered, alive. Lots of squatter homes, temples, rituals, traffic, everything thing happening at once. Somewhere along those walks, I realized the river had become disconnected from daily life. That thought shaped my thesis that architecture isn't about building things, it's about noticing what's existing and quietly slipping away. I have bunked numerous classes to study falchas. I've also ended up knocking on artists' door just to listen to their story. And that's when I understood something about myself that I'm drawn to imperfect things, the chipped corners, the drifting leaves, the tiny details most people walk past. After college, I moved to Bangalore, working with mentors Varna Shashidhar and Palinda Kannangara, traveling across places with them. It taught me something bigger than technique that architecture and landscape aren't separate, they are one continuous breath. You cannot design a building without listening to the land beneath it. I worked on projects like Kathivada with Anand Sonecha and Shauri Reddy, a bold escape on tough terrain with Ant Studio. The land there teaches you, not the other way around. And then something surreal. Hiking with Margi Radek in Shillim Institute mapping exercise. Walking the land with her felt like reading topography like a storybook. In 2024, Oasis happened. Walking into a more than 20-person office felt overwhelming. I had always been in small teams, but Oasis became a place where people believed in me, even on days I didn't fully believe in myself. I started with parks, East Sidwan, Oyster Plot. They taught me that parks aren't just green spaces, they are systems. Then came Baramati, a project where urban design, architecture, and landscape blend together. It taught me clarity, patience, and what it takes for a project to live on site. Slowly, I began handling Oswal project on my own. Stakeholders, lots of approvals, lots of expectations, and a whole different learning curve. I've also worked on Dayavan Lake. Honestly, I've always been drawn to water, so getting a lake project felt like a quiet wish answered. It taught me how water bodies think, how flood zones behave, and the difference between public and private landscapes. 1 year and 4 months at Oasis, but it feels like a whole chapter. Achal ma'am guided me with so much patience, and Sujata ma'am's feedbacks shaped me quietly but strongly. Oasis has helped me grow in ways I didn't even notice at first.
As I fold this paper into a bird, I think of all the moments that have shaped me, the butterflies, the bridges, the river walks, all the broken corners, my mentors, the cities I have crossed so far, and especially the people who have believed in me when I did not believe in myself. Honestly, I still feel I didn't choose architecture, but it chose me in a very quiet and unexpected way, one fold at a time. Thank you.